Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. So, let me open up by saying, hey, I am Reverend Empress Chakra Wanda. A video came up that I did a stitch on, probably 3 videos before this, if it's posted on, I believe I posted the 3 videos on TikTok, Instagram, maybe Facebook, but for sure YouTube. So welcome. And the video was about, what if you when it comes to love and relationship, your plan A was to get married and that didn't happen. What is your plan B? And I did a stitch on that and did 2 more videos which brought the question, which I've always had and always wanted to talk about, is the approach of discovering or researching compatibility as you are taking the journey of attracting your divine partner, or if you are in partnership or exploring being one-on-one, those who are looking to be one-on-one, that you do the work to dive deep in seeing your compatible parts of your personalities that complement each other, and then also looking at the uncompatible parts and working on a plan, mindful relationship, mindful coupling. How many actually consider pursuing that? That is something that I'm in the shifting in within myself. And so this video is for those who are open-minded, one. Secondly, who have awakened to a point of paying attention to divine signs and synchronicities, who tune into the understanding of the power of the movement of the planets, the stars, and the energetic world as we live in the 3rd dimension, understanding that there are multiple dimensions and that there are multiple aspects of you as a multidimensional being. So this is who this video is for. Singles who fall in that category. So if you don't fit in any of that, this is a great time to go ahead and swipe on to the next video. I want to have a peaceful and a gentle discussion. Or maybe just talking to one person or many. And I'm speaking about, in today's time, being in alignment to attract your divine partner in the season of life that you're in, but doing it in a way where you have researched the compatibility components so that you know that you're not wasting your time and that your intersections with another energy, that you each are working to remain conscious of the highest value of you being together. So I got some notes here as I kick off this experiment to consider researching and doing for the compatibility between you and another being for the idea of partnership. So I have some notes. Give me a second. Promised myself I'd be more organized. So this is the result of it. Okay, I'm going to Messenger. Here we go. Gmail. Go to my drafts and bring up. All right. Exploring etheric dating, finding compatibility through spiritual self-awareness. Today, I want to pose a question / experiment of thought and possibility of you taking action along with me by diving into etheric dating and how spiritual awareness can help find compatibility. Let me explain what etheric dating is. This concept came to me a few years ago. Just didn't want to speak on it as I was navigating my own journeys, my own intersections over the years. Etheric dating came up from a question, from me observing what I see happening in our world today, mostly in the area of being a single woman, single African American woman that really honors and loves the melanin man, and who by choice, not over the years, been involved on multiple bases with just anyone. Selective energy if I do get involved with someone. But over the most recent year, I look at the compatibility. I dig deep, looking at how I'm wired energetically, using ancient tools such as astrology-based tools, understanding the chakra system, understanding aspects of the ancient technologies such as the I Ching and Kabbalah teachings. There are systems out there that combine all, and some have elements of each other. Understanding our makeup through our genes, the 64 DNA strand. And these are systems that the divine brought to my attention over these many years as I evolved into my ministry. I am an angelic minister. I did my studies with Gateway University, higher metaphysical studies, extended studies as an angelologist. I am an angelic reader as well. I do at times work with people, helping them understand decision-making processes based on how they are energetically wired, what their encoding and their blueprint is from the time that they were born based on date, time, and location on the planet. And from that, being able to help them navigate through an area within their life by understanding both their shadow sides and also their most highest possibility, moving from shadow into their gift, into their highest possibility. I'm able to phrase it that way because most recently a system was brought to my attention that helped pull everything else together that I've studied and experienced thus far. So etheric dating, this is a perfect time to talk about what has been marinating within my heart as I observe today's world and the aspect of dating and people wanting to get together and coupling. And there seems to be there's definitely a major struggle and a fight amongst man and woman, and I'm specifically speaking within the African American culture. I see postings and forums on the major platforms where there seems to be this continuous argument between melanin man and melanin woman. What each is not doing or falling short on. I would say that I have gotten disappointed. Mostly having lack of trust. But a lot of that had to do with accumulation of 65 years from being a child all the way up, of what I observed in my immediate environment and outside. People are not the same people as they were years ago, no matter how you were raised, right? But our beliefs, our subconscious beliefs around relationship and connection are formed in the earlier years. And now fast forward, like I hear lots of stories from ladies. I have a salon I see women that are married, that are single, that are separated, that are divorced, that are widowed. I hear so many stories where it seems to be a real challenge. I've seen it transition and ascend into higher difficulty collectively and then my own experiences and awarenesses. All right. So have you ever considered, maybe this is being done somewhere and I haven't seen it yet, why aren't we not using ancient technology that was used in the beginning of time to understand our own makeup, your own way of thinking, being, and operating, expressing in the world? So one tool is basic astrology, Western astrology. I like using Western astrology. I like using ancient Mayan astrology, and I also use Kabbalah teaching, and most recently gene keys. These are spiritual self-awareness tools, basically. Simplistically entering your birth date, time, and where you were born. And I'm telling you, like with the Western astrology, just getting a natal chart from the right person, the right specialist. And it's uncanny how when you read the elements of these profiles and read blueprints that you see yourself. It's not made up. You'll see the shadows. You'll see the challenges. You'll see both sides of your personality. So taking into consideration that when we're born on the planet, amnesia, we come through a veil of amnesia. We are actually already everything that we need. You don't have to look on the outside. But it's the remembering and the unlayering of beliefs and programs that are not you, which keep you in a frustration. There may be a direction that you're being called to go in, a change in your lifestyle, in your work, in the way you relate to others. And you're being called to move in a different direction, which may disturb the balance within the universe that you've been operating in. Some of you are elevating from strictly looking at things that show up in your life through the lens of third dimension. And you've recognized that you can operate from the fourth and the fifth. In other words, anything that presented to you that causes a trigger or a challenge, you can ask two questions. Is the way that I'm seeing it the truth? Or is there another possibility in the message within what I'm facing? And even higher than that, making a choice and seeing it. Seeing and asking for the highest possibility within the lesson or the blessing that you're going through. So etheric dating. First, understanding yourself using these tools. And then, if there's someone that you're beginning to have a dance with, interest in, finding out their energetic makeup, their blueprint, their natal chart, or their gene key profile, or their Mayan astrology, looking at the elements in all three, and then doing the work to see the pros and the cons of the compatibility of both. Or if you're not involved with someone, that you do the research from your own profile information, and the answer to that you pose within the systems is, what energies am I best compatible with? And take that into creating an affirmation, an intentional journaling affirmation with those aspects of the divine partner. And if you are in partnership, that you've taken the elements from both the pros and the cons and going further and finding out from the cons or the areas that the system says that you will clash in, coming up or finding out within the system what are steps that you both could partner in to transcend the cons, the places that you'll have to do some extra work with in maintaining this conscious relationship. I am Reverend Empress Wanda. I'm a multi-creative, dynamic intuitive. I've been called a metaphorical oracle as well. And so I bring this experiment through question, exploring etheric dating by finding compatibility through spiritual self-awareness and using the tools I mentioned: Western astrology, Maysn Astrology, Kabbalah teachings, angelology. Those are the systems, and the gene keys. Those are the systems that the divine has brought to my attention to apply. So in this experiment, I am going to present to you a case study. The case study is me. I'm not going to mention any names, but I will give an example of the possibility of other energies that I've encountered in pulling my profile information and pulling theirs without names to demonstrate how I do the research to see the pros and cons of that connection and what the highest possibilities if both are actually working together for the right purposes in their union. So I think I explained etheric dating and some of the key aspects of using the tools. The benefits. Talk about how understanding compatibility through spiritual self-awareness can enhance relationships. Mention benefits like deeper connections and more meaningful relationships. So I feel that because I've done this research already, so I want to present it. And I feel that if both parties truly begin to recognize the importance of the interactions that they have while they're journeying here on the planet, and for us to stop taking things for granted. Like, you don't know why certain people have been brought into your life. You may have actually called them in through the highest desire of the heart, but you may not recognize who they are, or because of, I would say, limitations within the world, how the world sees you, and you being concerned about how the world sees you and acceptance. So I'll stop there. And what I mean is, sometimes we are connected in strong frequencies, strong chemistry with another being. And it may not be that you're connected to someone in your same physical age bracket, for example. Or maybe you were brought up in different cultures, or both of you are similar in energy. Like, if you look at Western astrology, both of you are fire signs, so you're strong-headed, but you've not had enough. Nobody, I don't think, has had enough or raised in a detailed or intimate way of how to problem resolve, how to learn each other's love language, for example. I know there's a book out there called The Love Languages, but really putting in the work because of love and seeing each other as a gift. Perhaps it's only for a season. So, going through that experiment together. Now, if you do this, which I have, and the other person may not be aware that you're doing this particular work, but you may have opportunity to introduce and say, hey, we've been connected so long. There's some fruit and some gifts that have come out of this. How can we lovingly move to the next highest level and really making a mark in the world? And everyone doesn't have to know what we do, but you leave an imprint, a memory, because of your union, because of the fruits that have come from. Maybe you all have created something together. Yeah. And it's just love at a whole nother level when you can collaborate in bringing that gift that has come from you, like a baby, for example, but the gift that has come through you and can share with others who might have a similar connection. And by you sharing that, you'll bless others. It says, share personal thought or experience. Briefly share your own experience or insight into etheric dating. Highlight how it has helped you or someone you know. Like I said, now, I am in the experiment myself. I have run my profiles, and I've run the profiles of example energies that I've met and give an example of how I research that and see the pros and cons and see how to come up with steps that would possibly help both situations operate at the highest level of love as they make an imprint on the earth from their union, because we all are not going to live forever, right? Why not have wasted each other's time and, experiment with the highest possibility that can come from you two being involved with each other. I would love, says, engage the audience. So I'd like to, as I share this, ask viewers for your thoughts and experience, or your thought around. Have you ever, or as you're single, or when you began to connect with someone, looked at your blueprint, your astrology, your Maysn Astrology, your Kabbalah chart, your natal chart, anything like that, for those that are into that? Have you looked at yourself? Have you looked at the other? Or have you looked at yourself and done the research to find out energies that are most compatible with you? And then taking that and making that a concentrated visioning and affirmation for you to work on your shadows and clear them up so that you are vibrating and magnetizing to you your desired, the divine partner, right? So I invite you to follow my series, and also share this video out with one or two people that you think would resonate with this conversation. I want to thank you for watching, and look for what's going to come up. So again, diving into etheric dating and how spiritual self-awareness can help find compatibility. Etheric dating tools. Etheric dating is using tools such as astrology, Maysn Astrology, traditional Western astrology, Maysn Astrology, angelology, and the gene keys. And I'm going to share with you all some websites and just some quick steps on how you can put in your information for free and generate these different charts and profiles, and then the next steps for seeing your compatibility and even pulling that information for you and a significant other or someone you're interested in or involved in right now, so that you can compare and see, and perhaps both of you are conscious enough to take the journey of working from a space of more conscious awareness, conscious dating, conscious relationship. So by tapping into this information, which also includes spiritual practices, you can possibly build more meaningful relationship. Personally, I find it incredibly insightful. Have you tried this at all in any way? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to follow for more spiritual and dating content. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned.